2023. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, gunmen killed 2 men in Port Harcourt. Residents still in fear 1 month after cult group killed DPO Ambashim. Mother of 6 cries for help to rescue her abducted girls as world marks Day of the Girl Child today. Evicted residents of Ngbele Maupolo in Port Harcourt demand more time. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi calls on President Tinubu to address certificate saga. On the foreign scene, Mali junta chief in talks with Russian president. I am Constance Mega. Reports say Roland Asuru, a relative of a former commissioner in Rivers State, was shot dead in Port Harcourt last night. Mr. Asuru was said to have been accosted around Wapara Street's Old Aba Road. He was rushed to the military hospital when he was declared dead. Well, his body has been deposited in the mortuary. Others who sustained bullet wounds during the attack are said to be in the hospital. Well, the police have not spoken on this. Meanwhile, a mechanic was shot dead around Mawan Diobu, Port Harcourt last night. The chairman of Diobu Vigilante, Amatari Bipilade, tells newsmen that the victim has been identified as one John Okon from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Bipilade said John Okon was killed inside his Golf 3 red wagon car in Abakaliki by Nanka, where he said the victim's workshop is at Ojike by Iloabuchi, but he lives around Iwofe.
Information reaching us that John Okon is a mechanic whose workshop is at Ojike by Labuchi, while he resides at Iwofe. Information also reaching us that he was with a lady inside his car when he was shot, and that spot he was shot has been his usual spot. He normally park with such lady inside the car, who left the car after the shooting.
But there's been no police comment on this yet. In another development, stakeholders in Aoda are speaking on the security situation in the area. It comes a month after the killing of the divisional police officer of Aoda Division, SP Bako Ambashim, by Gift Okpara, also known as Tubaba, and his gang in Odemude community, Aoda East local government area. Coordinator of Concerned Ekpeye Youths, Samuel Ugu, says residents of the area are still living in fear as the wanted gang leader and his members are still in the community. Mr. Ugu tells correspondent Emeko Tuka that 3 days ago, suspected members of Tubaba's gang conducted a raid on shops along Odiemereyi Road in Aoda East local government area.
Tubaba and Co are moving around in Ekpe Aziz. They have extended their camps to other areas in Aoda currently. Our people have been restless. The security situation has not been improved. Or we want to even raise a complaint to even call the police that the 2 weeks they gave us has expired on Friday. And up till now, our people are still living under fear. Nothing has been done. There was a breaking and entry at Odimeni Road 3 days ago. I wouldn't know whether it's Tubaba, but his gang. They are all circulated around. All community in Ekpe has a commander reporting to Tubaba.
Well, he said the security agencies have not intensified efforts in arresting Tubaba and his gang members, despite the bounty by the governor.
The information concerning Ekpe youth has gathered to give to the police. The police has not been making use of it or putting it into work to arrest the culprits. So the situation in Ekpe now is not assurable currently. They should expedite their action. They should expedite their investigation. They should bring the culprits to book. I wouldn't know why the governor will place 100 million naira bounty on someone and it's taking months for the person to be apprehended. The police have the necessary equipment, has the necessary technology to tame these people down.
Also speaking, the public relations officer of Ibuako Youth Congress, Eka Kita, Hector Chinem, corroborated that there was a raid on shops along Odiemereyi Road.
they are still hiding in the bush, coming out in the night to come and collect things from people's store and go without paying. Apart from breaking of stores and going to stores to go and buy something without them paying, that's our major this thing now. And immediately they collect and they run back to the bush and go and hide.
Well, Mr. Hector Chinem also said there is a reduction in kidnappings and criminal activities there.
For now, the area has been a little bit calm, but the hoodlums are still within the bushes, either within our terrain. They are not far.
He, however, urged the various security agencies to synergize with the police to ensure the arrest of Gift Okpara, also known as Tubaba, and his gang members.
I am saying that the security agencies should double their efforts. The other sister agencies, if they could give a helping hand to the Nigerian police, I believe within two weeks, Gift will be out. We don't know why they are leaving it for only the police. Because as we speak now, that place is waterlogged. If the place they are hiding, the airports could surrender that place with a helicopter. There's no way that the Gift, David Mighty himself, will not come out.
Moving on, today is the International Day of the Girl Child, and the mother of 6, Miracle Onyocha, is recounting how her 3 girls were abducted from their school close to the Rumosi Junction in Port Harcourt on this day in 2019. Narrating the incident, Mrs. Onyocha said they were aged 7, 5 and 3 years old at that time. But 4 years later, the oldest was found in Abia State last year, and her immediate younger sister has just been found in Imo State this year. But she says another family is claiming ownership of this child. Mrs. Onyocha wants the police to handle the case better, as she believes her daughter is under a spell.
They come to my place to do inquiry. Even my daughter self is telling them that I'm her mother, that they should leave her alone. The DPO asked her, those people, how did you enter their hand? When she want to say something, the man will say the truth, say the truth, look at her, you will sleep there, you will sleep there. Immediately my daughter looked the man. She cannot be able to say anything again. Even when we are coming back, she was crying, shouting. My husband even tell our king, let's go and do test. If the child is not mine, I will leave her. For us to go the test, they refuse. They're doing us, come today, come tomorrow.
Mrs. Onyocha came to the Kuwazobia Info FM complex with a 12-year-old girl whom she says is the abducted daughter rescued last year in Abia State. She says her family has been in pain and her husband is struggling to keep up with the financial pressure of police investigations to recover their abducted girls.
So last year, February 11th, they called me, stay CID. My father first me and reached there. I saw her. And when they start to interview me more, as she hear my voice, she run and come to meet me. My husband just went out to look for money because since there are police people now, even last year when I saw this one, me and him still follow go there.
Well, the mother of 6 says they are yet to receive any information about the whereabouts of the youngest of the abducted girls, who turns 7 this year. While narrating her abduction story, the 12-year-old girl said it was their neighbor, identified as Auntie Nenda, who abducted and trafficked them. She said the neighbor had picked them up from school on this day in 2019 with the help of a driver in a green shuttle bus.
Is our neighbor, Auntie Nenda. She said that my mommy said that we should come back home, that she's busy. That let her carry us and drop us in our house. She now carry us and put it in her motor and cross our house. We now start to shout. She said that if we shout again, that she's going to stab us knife. And I shout. She now carry knife and chicken in my tummy. We now close mouth in the night. They now separate us. Carry me and give to another person. Carry my sisters and give to another person. They now give her money. She now go. For they now carry me and keep in front of orphanage home.
The girl, however, narrated how she was rescued after she escaped from the home of a woman identified as Nenna, who adopted her from an orphanage and inflicted injuries on her for refusing to change her name.
I said I'm not going to change that. My name is Success. She says a lie that she changed my name. I say no. She now carry knife and chicken in the same place. One day I escaped from her house and go and meet one brother and tell him let him help me. Carry me and go to police station. Then I carry the healers and go and carry the woman. I keep the woman inside. The woman member now come and bear her. Then I say that they are going to carry me and give her, since there is no house and they don't have money to buy food. And I say no, that I'm not following her.
The girl says she misses her other abducted sisters.
I want them to come back and follow me. I used to pay for them morning and night.
In the meantime, the coordinator of African Women Lawyers Association in Rivers State, Hilda Desmond Hekiri, is calling on security agencies to prioritize the rights and protection of the girl child against trafficking, sexual harassment, and others. Dr. Desmond Hekiri spoke to our correspondent.
All our regulatory agencies take issues concerning girls' welfare and abuse very seriously. Civil society organizations mobilize partnership among stakeholders, including UN agencies, children's representatives, traditional rulers, the media and academia, to work towards the elimination of harmful practices against the girls, especially child labor, child marriage, and human trafficking.
The theme for this year's International Day of the Girl Child is Invest in Girls' Rights, Our Leadership, Our Well-Being. Residents of Mbelema Apollo in Port Harcourt were seen packing out their mattresses, deep freezers, furniture, and other personal belongings from their homes this morning. They say some officials of the Rivers State government asked them to leave. Well, the residents say the sudden eviction has left them stranded and they are begging for more time to allow them relocate.
You get people.
Let them give us time from now till December. We are not foul. Now you just drive or park. We are not chicken. We are human beings with children and properties. They should consider us. They should have pity on us. Look at children everywhere. Nowhere to go.
Like as happened in Bonny, when they were about to build LNG. Tell the people and give them time to gently pack their loads and go away. Like as it is now, if there's a matter of urgency, government should come to people, give at least 2 months for not December 31st to label them back their things to their first places.
The family people with our children, we don't know where to go. I'm beg. As a living human being, I beg, we don't know where to go with our family, our children. Look at our children. Today our children did not go to school. I beg, we are not animals.
The chairman of the Urban Drivers Welfare Association, Lekia Isaac, says banning the operations of tricycles, popularly known as keke napep on major roads, could lead to increased issues of multiple ticketing on internal roads. Mr. Isaac, who spoke on Nigerian 4FM's Morning Crossfire, said the policy will have a great effect on the economy of tricycle riders, and he also called on the various unions of tricycle owners to provide proper orientation and education to the drivers about the areas where they are not allowed to operate.
It depends on the orientation that the leadership of that union is given to their members. All the unions are subject to policies and programs of the state. But what happens is that it is expected that you that have come up for some policies, you try to see how the modality of how you can put your policy in place. But what happens is that the union also help because we are stakeholders. When we are carried along, then at that point, it is also much easier to reach the last person in the job.
Still to come, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi calls on President Tinubu to address his certificate saga. Stay tuned. Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi has asked President Bola Tinubu to address Nigerians on his true identity. Mr. Obi made the call in a media briefing, and he said it is the president's responsibility to clarify his identity and not delegate this task to others, as he owes it to Nigerians. He emphasized the need for trustworthy leadership.
Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu and discharge. I therefore respectfully call on him to personally mount the rostrum of his present high office to perform a simple task. He should reintroduce himself to the nation he governs and to the world for avoidance of further doubt. He should let the world know his name, his nationality, his place of birth, his parentage, the primary and secondary school he attended with dates, as well as the actual universities he attended and certificates obtained.
Well, Mr. Obi also said he will not take legal actions in response to the certificate forgery allegations against President Tinubu. We'll recall that a U.S. court ordered the Chicago State University to release the president's academic records at the request of the PDP's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. In other news, the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Pate, has charged hospitals in the country to prioritize saving lives before insisting on police reports. Mr. Pate said this in an interview on Channels Television, and he urged state governments to follow up with the federal government's directive in their various hospitals. In business, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has raised alarm over the negative effects of high inflation on consumption of goods and services in the country. The IMF said this in its World Economic Outlook report for October. And in entertainment, celebrities have taken to their respective social media accounts to celebrate singer Davido and wife Chioma. Well, this comes after reports said the couple welcomed twins yesterday. Although Davido and Chioma have not confirmed this report, but celebrities like Victoria Inyama and Iyabo Ojo took to their Instagram accounts to share congratulatory messages. In sports, Manchester City are keen to give their Norway forward Erling Haaland a new contract. The contract is expected to reduce fears that Real Madrid or Barcelona could lure him away.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
Mali's interim president, Assimi Goïta, and Russian President Vladimir Putin have discussed economic and security cooperation during a phone call. Colonel Goïta, in a statement, expressed appreciation for the assistance Russia is giving Mali. Also, Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the two leaders reaffirmed their mutual commitment to enhancing trade and economic relations, cooperation in providing security and fighting terrorism. Well, this is the third phone conversation between the two leaders in months. Well, that's the news. But before we go, let's take a look at the major highlights. On the news this afternoon, you heard that gunmen have killed 2 men in Port Harcourt. Residents are still in fear 1 month after court group killed DPO Bako Angbashim in Aoda. A mother of 6 is crying for help to rescue her abducted girls as the world marks Day of the Girl Child today. The evicted residents of Ngbele Mapolo in Port Harcourt are demanding for more time. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has called on President Bola Tinubu to clear the air on his certificate saga. On the foreign scene, Mali's interim president Assimi Goïta and Russian President Vladimir Putin have discussed economic and security cooperation during a phone call. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. Light rain showers in parts of Port Harcourt this afternoon. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good afternoon.